What's up, guys? Let me shut this. What's going up, guys? How's everybody doing? It's 10 to 8 on Friday, and I decided to do another live haul video. Did some garage a little bit. I went to go thrifting today, and as I was getting ready to leave, Michaela sent me an ad to like a moving sale that was going on kind of by the thrift store that I was going to, and it looked like furniture and stuff, but I was going to try to find a bookshelf. Anyways, I'm glad I went because I got some really cool stuff. So I'm going to start with the the thrift store stuff, and then move into some of the others. So I'll start with kind of like the bread and butter type items that I picked up. Now at the Goodwill near me, they have like it's called Facebook Friday. You get 30% off. So most of the items were either 50% off because they were purple and that was a tag sale, or they were 30% off today. So we'll just get into the clothes first. Now I usually will pick up like football or basically soccer. I'll pick up soccer stuff whenever I get the chance because soccer fans are insane. So like whenever I find Manchester United or Real Madrid, Barcelona, stuff like that, I always pick it up. So this is a Puma Italy basically warm-up jacket. This would have been $5, 30% off, so you know, like $3.50 or whatever I paid for this. It's got the gold writing on the back, and this is like patchwork on the front, so this is cool. We'll see how it does, being that it's Puma, it's not Adidas, which is usually what I find. This we have is just like a vintage kind of color black style Michigan. This is all embroidery and patchwork, and the brand is Cadre Athletic. So like I've never really heard of this brand before, but I did like the look at this. I've looked at this a couple times when I was in that thrift store over the last 2 weeks, and just I didn't want to pay $5 for it. But since there was a sale today, I picked it up. And that's the same with a couple of these items. Like this mustard yellow polo button up is I mean, it's kind of ugly, but it screams 90s. So I picked it up. It's just the Ralph Lauren Blake button up cotton shirt, and that was $3.50. A couple of these items I've sold similar items or the same brand and similar, like Nautica I will typically pick up, but I've never tried like, actually I have sold a Nautica Hawaiian camp shirt. I picked this one up because it had the floral print all the way down, and the main reason is because it's linen. Now this isn't 100% linen. It's like 50-50 linen, rayon, whatever, however you want to say that blend. But it was clean. It's a bigger size. It's a large, but it's a big large. And this time of year, I figured linen would do good, Hawaiian, camp shirts, all those. And Nautica sells well for me anyways, so. I haven't looked this up yet. This is Columbia. But like I said before, if I get it cheap, I'll always pick up Columbia. I will especially pick up the smaller like sub brands or styles of Columbia with the letters after it. So you have like Columbia PFG is the pro fishing gear. It's usually vented button ups, and those will sell quickly. I just picked like an XCO. I'm not sure what it stands for, but anyways, that's why I picked this up, because it's just a men's Columbia flannel button up, but it's let's see, GRT. So I'm gonna look that up anyways. But if you know what that is, go ahead and comment. Speaking of comments, I think last time I did this, I needed to enable comments. So I probably should have checked that already. I think that it's done. Yes, show live chat comments. Anyways, sorry, I hope it's working. So let's see what else we got. This is just an Under Armour loose, like the polyester t-shirt, but it's a U.S. Marine Corps. Like I said, I will pick up stuff that I typically wouldn't when I'm shopping a tag sale. This was in the men's section, but I'm pretty sure it's a women's, just judging by like the length of the sleeves and the collar. But this is a women's Harley Davidson, kind of yeah, it's like a sparkly silver over this olive green all over print. I paid $3.50 for this one, so that will do pretty well, I'm sure. I found a lot of Harley Davidson there recently. So we got that t-shirt, we got this men's like thermal Henley. It's pretty plain. I want to say this is a men's. It looks like a men's, but on the back, it's purple. So I'll have to look at the measurements and check this out because this might be a women's. Either way, it's Harley Davidson. J. Crew is kind of hit or miss for me. I kind of just, like now I'm only picking up slim fit, or like this one I picked up because it's lightweight, like it's kind of like a summer sweater, and it's a cashmere blend, which obviously you can, if you felt cashmere before, you can tell when you pick it up. Here's this one's definitely men's. Harley Davidson, large kind of V-neck. It's got the patch on the shoulder. Large logo. This is all patchwork. And then the back is just plain with, this is, I don't know, Cummings. No, Burton, Michigan. Okay, so this is kind of local. That was also $3.50. This is just a Nautica button up, but it was clean. And this one was half off, so I paid, I don't know, $2.50, $2.49 or something for this. Kind of just like a bread and butter filler brand. And I actually got kind of lucky with, there'll be like a round rack at the Goodwill that I was at, and that's typically where they mark stuff up. Like they have Miss Me jeans, but they're marked on like $40. They're not even really worth buying if you get them half off. But this one wasn't too bad. It was $6 and like 30% off, so you know I paid about $4 for it. And it's just it's a Nike Storm Fit. I haven't heard of that before, but it's just this men's all black windbreaker with, you know, it's got this stowaway hood. It's large, all black, plain, clean. Like I said, it was like about $4, so picked that up. I've passed, like I sell Tommy Bahama a lot. I always pick it up as long as, you know, it's a decent price or whatever. And I typically have always passed all the other Hawaiian shirts, but since this one was purple, it was half off, a couple bucks, it was clean, and I decided to try it. It's called Island Shore. It's the washable silk, so you know you can take care of it yourself. You don't have to have it dry cleaned. Size large. I figured $2. It was a good chance to see if some of the other Hawaiian shirts would sell. And this is Nike Pro Combat. It's just a black long sleeve. It's actually my size. No, I probably won't keep it. Nike, the dry fit combat shirts usually do pretty good. The rest of these clothes, I think, are, not all of them, but a lot of them are bread and butter, like Adidas Climalite golf shirts. This is the type of stuff that does well as like bread and butter items for me this year, or this time of year. It's just like that micro stripe, blue, clean, no stains. Paid, you know, $3 for it. Some of these you gotta be careful though, like when you go to Salvation Army, they staple everything in, and like I don't mind when they staple it in the tag, like that's not a big deal. But I've seen like really nice dress shirts and they'll staple it in the collar, which is stupid. And then with Goodwill, they're usually pretty good at putting this right in the seam. Sometimes they don't. Like I'll leave shirts if I catch that and it's a shirt that will be damaged. If it's not too bad or I miss it, I basically just take a close-up photo and in the description I'll say like there's a small hole where it was tagged improperly, and a lot of times it doesn't really affect it. Like it still sells for me, so I think the rest of that is death pile stuff. All right, so this is the I would say my top 3 favorite pieces that I got from the Goodwill. Now, on that rack that I was just talking about, I saw this, and typically when they don't have just the plastic tag, when they have this, that's when they mark it up. So I walked over, I looked at it, and it's a men's, I can't see where the tag is. It's a men's North Face Gore-Tex full zip parka. I've sold one of these before, and it sold like the day I listed it for like the $75 to $80 range, I believe. So I was expecting to see like a $20 to $25, $30 tag on it, but whoever tagged it, they forgot to price it. And so at my Goodwills, when they're not priced, they just give them to you at, you know, like the generic price. If it's a shirt, it's like $3.99 or $4.99. So I threw it in my cart, and I went up to check it out, and you know, the girls at the counter I'm pretty cool with, and I said, you know, I want to get this, but it wasn't priced, so what's up? And she's like, well, how's $10 say? And I, you know, like I kind of gave her a look, and she's like, well, 8. And I said, I'll do 8. And then after she agreed to 8, I showed her that I had the Facebook coupon. So I actually got 30% off $8 for this. You know, it's not the best time of year, but whenever you're finding a North Face Gore-Tex for, you know, $5, $6, you can't go wrong. On the same rack, I was blown away. Now this item is priced $7. So I got 30% off that, but it's a vintage Woolrich wool flannel, new with tags. Like I gotta double check, I'm almost positive that this is the vintage. The tag looks old. You'll be able to tell if you actually look up. I think that this is the vintage tag, but even if it's not, it's still a brand new wool flannel with tags, and I paid, you know, $4 or $5 for it, so that was cool. And I should have researched this one before I went live, because I always pick up and sell Harley Davidson, so I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. You know, it's got an attractive graphic, like a large graphic. And then I noticed on the sleeve that it's signed by someone. I think it says Scott Jacobs, and it's a limited edition print. So stay tuned. Hopefully I will have a sales update video, and this one does really well. I'm definitely going to look that up before I price it. But I paid, you know, $4 or $5 for it, so that was cool. I picked up a few shoes. Man, I'm gonna have to get a drink. I looked at these before when I was in there, but I think that they were marked up, or I had already got a lot of shoes, so I wasn't really interested. But today they were purple, so I only paid $2.50 for these, and they're men's Callaway golf loafers. The ones where you can like screw in the soft cleats. So $2.50 Callaway, that was a good buy. And I also picked up these FootJoys, which I'm starting to learn more about golf shoes. I never really messed with them before, but I think it was Vogue Squared was talking about selling FootJoy shirts a lot. So I decided to start picking up the shoes also. I've sold a few pair. Some of them do really well. Apparently, if you get the older ones and they're FootJoy with like an actual leather sole, I've heard that they're closer to like the $100 range. So be on the lookout for that. And this was another pair that were priced up quite a bit before. And hey, what's up, Parrothead Picker? I've never heard of this brand before. It's a Weinberg Mosaic, I believe, but I think that they're vintage. They're super clean. I need to do a little research on the leather, but you can tell they're like, it's got a brand new sole on it. Now, have you heard of Weinberg? Parrot head picker. Have you heard of Weinberg Mosaic? We'll see. Anyways, originally they wanted $15 and today they were half off and they were $7.50. I looked at some of the comps and they were around like the 25 to 30 plus shipping. And so they cost me $7.50, but the ones I saw were used and they weren't in that good of condition. So I will definitely check it out. I'll let you guys know how they do. I've never seen them before, so we'll see. All right, so that I believe, no, I also got these. They're similar to Nikes I've sold before. These are the Sculpt Trail 2s. I noticed that they actually have the air pocket like the Air Maxes. They wanted $15 for these, but Scott Jacobs. Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. It's still worth it. It's a good image and it will sell, but yeah, these remind me of a lot of like I just sold a pair of Nikes that are like this, but they didn't have the airbag or the airbag like the air pocket or whatever. They were taxing. They wanted $15, but like I said, I had a 30% off day, and you can tell like look at that. You know, Bonafide would say nubs on nubs. These are good condition. I haven't looked at comps yet. It was like an instinct buy. I would be blown away if they didn't sell and if I lost money on them. Okay, now that's everything. Yeah, that's what I figured. So that's everything that I got at the thrift store. Now I'm gonna go over my haul from the yard sale. I only went to one yard sale. Like I said, my wife sent me a link to the Facebook ad. I pulled it up and it looked like furniture. And so I thought, maybe I can find a bookshelf or something for my office. But I got there, and apparently the woman was running the sale, but her husband worked for Oakley because they had a bunch of Oakley stuff. So everything that I picked would have been, everything I picked up, I think asking price would have equaled a little over $100. And I ended up getting her down, we agreed on $75. So I got a pretty good deal. So first up is just a pair of men's Oakley plaid shorts. Like everything was there. Everything there was, immaculate, like brand new. So they were asking $3 for these. I think it probably worked out to $2. And shorts is a good time of year for that. The brand of these boots is Mark Antony. I skipped over this for a long time, and then I don't know, for some reason I picked it up and it sold, so I decided to keep. I actually bought these just because of the style of boot. It's the Chelsea boot with the ankle zip, and they were only asking $5. They're in great shape, and so basically I probably paid $3 or $4 for them. And then they had a bunch of hats. I actually got 3 of the Flex Fit Oakley hats. That one looks like it hasn't been worn. This one looks like it hasn't been worn, and it kind of has like the copper. Oh, that's kind of cool. This one looks like it's been worn a little bit, so they wanted $2. And I actually got one more, which was like a flat bill snapback hat. It was really pretty cool. But a good friend of mine is in town from Florida, so I hooked him up with some stuff before he left. This was like the first thing that I picked up. It's the black on black Oakley bag. I haven't looked up this model. I did look up comps. If you pull up Oakley backpacks, you'll see like the first couple pages will be Oakley. It's called a kitchen sink. It's really kind of an ugly backpack, but they sell for quite a bit. And from what I saw, this one I'm expecting like in the $35 to $40 range. And I actually picked up this one and then a blue and a gray one. But I gave my buddy the blue backpack and then the flat bill snapback. So they were asking $10 a piece for these. I think I offered them $15 for both of them. So I paid about $7.50 for that one. And like I said, I probably will price it at like $39.99 or best offer. Okay, so that's almost everything. And as I was walking around on my way out, I saw this little case, and this. Now, N64. So whenever, the rare occasion that I find a Nintendo 64 at a garage sale, it's usually beat down, it's usually missing stuff, and still overpriced. Now when I started looking, I saw this. It looked pretty clean, and right along with the console, they had 2 controllers. Okay, and then, like I said, I saw this packet, and I creeped over and I unzipped it and peeked inside, and it was full of games. So I think I counted there was like 15 games in them. I wasn't trying to seem too eager, but I asked how much they wanted for the Nintendo or for the video game, whatever I said, and an older gentleman was basically like, well, she's calling her husband to check. And I said, oh great, it's gonna be quite a bit. So she comes back and she said, well, he was asking $60 for it. And I said, okay, would you take 50? And she thought about it for a second and she said, okay. Now, the first thing I saw when I opened this up was a gold cartridge. So right away, I didn't even look in there. I just was like, he's gonna have good games. And so as soon as she said $50, I picked it up and I was like, okay, I'll take it. Now, some of the games that I'm going through, I haven't looked up all of these, so some of the crummier ones, I'm not sure what they're priced at or if they're even crummy ones. But we have Bomberman 64, WWF No Mercy. So I'll be honest, I don't know about those games, but I know that Super Mario 64 is a good game, and Diddy Kong Racing is a good game. Not as good as Donkey Kong Country, but Diddy Kong is a good one. And I would say about half of these actually came with the inserts and the artwork, but they're missing the boxes. So it might get a little bit more money, but not as much as if it had the boxes. And then we also have Gauntlet Legends, which I remember playing, and I haven't looked up that yet either. Star Wars Rogue Squadron, which is pretty cool. Banjo-Kazooie. Man, this is taking me down memory lane. I loved Nintendo 64. We have Mission Impossible, Perfect Dark, which I think my brother played. I don't really remember that game. And then In the Zone 98. And then the scores of the day is obviously GoldenEye 007. Man, that was a good game. And then both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, the rare gold case. Now, I knew the Zelda games were valuable. I knew that I just didn't realize that when I was looking at the comps, and then you guys need to know this, a lot of them will be like a gray cartridge, and then this middle part will be gold. And so like that, the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the gray cartridge solds were like in the $25 range. And I'm talking about the same condition, just the cartridge, no artwork or book. But if you have the gold cartridge on eBay, solds were up to like 57 to 65. And if you look at this on Amazon FBA right now, there's only one FBA seller and a used copy is $140. Now, Majora's Mask is like the sequel. It's the N64 sequel. It's also, I imagine, probably a similar situation. Like the gray cartridge is probably $20. I don't believe it's as valuable as Ocarina of Time. I would probably guess it's like in the 45 to 50 range, and then more on Amazon. So I will check that up. I got to check out all of these and decide whether I'm going to send them all into FBA or list them on eBay. And if I list them on eBay, do I want to do like a bundle? Here's my problem. A lot of people would bundle this or some of it, maybe sell off the expensive games and bundle the 64, the rest of it, and then sell it like that. But it's hard to, like, I feel like I don't have enough keywords, like enough room in the title, because say I was going to put this game and GoldenEye, Mario, and Diddy Kong, and I wanted to bundle that. Like, you can't put all of that in the title. There's not enough room. So you might have to wait a while to get like a really good asking price, because you need people to actually go to the description to see what all is in the bundle. So I don't know. I haven't been sending in as much to Amazon as I should be. I will probably list all the higher end games on eBay, unless actually what I was gonna say with Zeldas, I need to check like Camel or Keepa and see like what the track record for Zelda at that price is, because if it's steadily selling at $100+, then it would be dumb to not send it into FBA. So who knows? I might list the Zeldas on eBay, bundle the two together and mark it at $100, or sell them separately, sell it at FBA, and then basically the other games in like the $20 to $30 range, I'll list those separately, and then I'll take any game that's like sub $10 and I'll create a bundle and then sell the 64. The 64 is in good condition. The black controller is in really good condition. The gray one is in okay, but the joystick is not as like responsive. It's not completely blown out, but it's not as good. So, and it came with the cords, and like I said, half of the games have like their books and artwork. So that's everything I picked up today. I've already photographed what I'm gonna list, and I'm gonna get out of here and get to listing, and I will keep you guys updated and let you know how the video games do, and where, you know, if I decide to put them on eBay or Amazon, I have to look into it a little bit more. But thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.